John and Ed, they're on patrol, chasing shadows, heart and soul. Cryptid hunter UFO, down this rabbit hole they go. In the woods and on the street, whispers follow their heartbeat. Alien eyes, giant's feet, old got shadows they all meet. Down the rabbit hole they dive, midnight secrets start to thrive. Mysteries keep them alive. In the dark, does truth survive? Haunted houses, midnight calls, endless echoes in the halls. Ghostly murmurs, secret falls, every clue.
Right, hold on a minute. What the hell's going on here? This isn't Thursday night. This isn't the rabbit hole. This is Friday. It's John and Ed, and it's all in.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars, crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar. This world is so bizarre, empty out the reservoir. Yeah, I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get on safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get on safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? Sometimes you need to let loose, grab juice, get goose, tattoos, taboos, get screwed. Loosen up, buttercup, all those hate comments will never make you feel enough. We're all adequate graduates, hearts full of calluses, but we know calculus. Damn, ain't that fabulous? Can't wait to apply all those mathematicus. But we can't get a job that pays us enough. I'm about to pop up. Fuck you, you're lost. We all know that we never really want a boss. So I'ma do what I want to, something I can't undo. Yeah, I'ma do what I want to, something I can't undo. I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get on safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get on safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me?
Hey, hey, hey! It's John and Ed.
Good evening.
Good evening. So there you go. I mean, it's Friday night and it's John and Ed. What's going on?
Confused. I'm so confused. I haven't even done any research, and then you start off with the rabbit hole thing, and I'm like, oh my god, what are we doing now? So yeah,
he's that confused. He thought it was Saturday.
Oh, don't even, mate. No, just after the kind of week that I've had, and just the way life is at the moment with the world the way it is, and kind of deliberately going on Twitter sometimes just to check if World War III started.
Yeah. Well, has it? I'm not sure. It's hard to tell.
It's.
There's a bit of backtracking in Israel. There's a bit of backtracking.
I'm not surprised because I've just seen a story that all of the attempts by third countries to get Iran to moderate its retaliation, the Iranians have basically just told them all to go and do one.
Yeah, but having said that, Israel said we didn't drone that guy. They said there was no drones flying. There was no planes flying. There was no drones flying. Israel didn't take any action against Iran that night. And
he didn't blow himself up, and I wouldn't.
No, he didn't. He didn't. But what they're saying is there was a bomb in the room that had been planted something like 3 or 4 months ago.
Oh, look. No, just no. I am done. I'm done trusting.
Reporting.
I know, but I am done trusting anything the Israelis say, and I'm done trusting anything the Ukrainians say.
I don't think. You know what, mate? I don't really think you can trust anything that anyone says.
Yeah, that's true.
To be fair,
certainly don't trust Keith Starmer.
Keith. Education.
Wanker.
Education. You need to watch. Did you watch that?
My dad was a toolmaker.
Yeah, sure was. And he made the biggest tool going.
Oh God, it's like a fucking wrecking ball.
Came in like right. Okay, let's talk about coming in like a wrecking ball. What the hell is Pride doing now? Why don't they have their Pride events during Pride Month? What's going on?
Well,
this confuses me. It confuses me.
I would ask someone about it, except that would mean having a conversation with someone about it, and I really don't want to do that. All I know is that it's basically because Pride Weekend is actually it's the official me moving into my flat weekend as well, because that was in 1998. But yeah, it's always August.
1998. That was
25 years ago.
25 years. Bloody hell, mate.
Yep.
Woo.
And yeah, so but that aside, Brighton Pride has always been completely mental. It's even more mental now. There's roads closed on the seafront, and essentially we have Brighton is essentially divided roughly into 3 bits on the seafront. You have Hove at the westernmost end, and then you have Brighton itself, and then you have Kemp Town, which is technically part of Brighton, but is
that where they have the races?
Separate. No, I don't think so. There is Race Hill, but I don't think that's the same Kemp Town.
Okay, right.
But anyway, so a large section of Kemp Town is fenced off, and you have to pay. I mean, residents have to have an armband to get in, and all kinds of things. It's carnage.
Right. Okay. Right. Let's say hello to the chat. Hello, chat room. Britmate, Dreadeye, Shalini, Beats and Types, Johnny and John, Top Sharp, John the Cannibal. He refers to me as John the Cannibal, which I don't mind. Julie C, Ray, Bam Bam Bam. Who else we got? Amy and Dystopia. Oh, Amy and John have been going at it about music. They both think they are the bee's knees when it comes to music. I don't know. I've bowed out gracefully. I threw in like a touch paper, and then I just bowed out. There's too much.
Life
going
is
on.
too short for that bollocks, I'm afraid.
Johnny and John's going on about hats.
Oh, shut up about the hat, John. I'm so sick of hearing about the freaking hat. I'm not wearing a hat with headphones on.
Okay.
This is an ongoing argument, and he needs to just wind his neck in.
He said something about you having to prove that you're Dutch.
Just stop.
Okay.
No. I'm not going to go down that road because it's just going to irk me.
I'll tell you what.
I will get irked, and that's not good.
Britmate has made an excellent suggestion. He says I need to top up my blush.
I just need to open another can of gin and tonic.
Ew, gin and tonic. I had a vodka and tonic earlier because I don't have any gin.
These Tanqueray Sevilla gin and tonics. They're bloody lovely.
Is that the orange one?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's they're very refreshing, especially when it's bloody hot and you have them ice cold.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm saving this.
Good.
Cheers.
Good. Oh, shot. What's that? What's that?
Tequila.
Tequila. Oh my God. Tequila.
I love
Hey.
a good reposado. And it's Friday. My local pub used to. It's changed hands now, and it's turned into a shit pub. But it used to be a tequila bar, and they had about 30 different types of tequila. And I got to know the manager and developed a rather fond familiarity with tequila.
I don't
And
want to
also-
listen
and I-
to your sexual peccadillos. This is a family show.
Well, it's one of those things. Once you go down the tequila rabbit hole, it's you're basically stuck there.
Don't eat the worm, says Dreadeye.
Well, it's interesting. Well, it's actually technically it's not a worm. It's
It's
a
a
larva.
grub, isn't it?
Larval, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not. You don't find them in tequila. You find them in mezcal.
Yeah, and it's only
Which-
in particular brands, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean the main one is because mezcal. Essentially, the difference between tequila and mezcal is that tequila can only be made out of the blue agave cactus and only in the tequila region in Mexico, whereas mezcal can be made pretty much anywhere, and it can have a mixture of different cacti in it, and also you can grow it at different altitudes as well. And
Cool.
it's fascinating.
Oh gosh, it is roasting in here. I don't know what it's like there, but
It would be roasting if I didn't have the window open, and I also I'm sitting on an ice pack too. Yeah,
An
fridge,
ice- Oh my
freezer
God.
pack. Yeah, you just stick that between your legs when you're sitting down, and it cools you down.
my goodness, this is a family show.
Well, I'm not doing it. How is that? It's not family friendly.
Yeah,
But
that's fine.
if there was children in the audience, I'd suggest they do it as well if they're bloody
There
hot.
better not be children in the audience. This is not a family show.
But you just said it was a family. Oh, you're so
I told you.
confusing.
What did they say at the very beginning? Don't believe anyone.
Well,
Did I not say that?
right. How about we just move on to the next?
Oh, I'm making his brain tick over now. Question for the chat room: is he loud enough? Because I listened back to last night's rabbit hole and I thought he was a bit quiet. Tell me now. Tell me honestly.
I can't turn it up anymore. It's
Yeah,
on
but you
100.
can eat the mic. You need to get a proper microphone. That's what you need to do.
Yeah.
Sound is good, yes. Better than yesterday. Thanks for telling us yesterday, Ray, that it was a bit quiet. What is it with people? I went to pictures today. I went to see Deadpool, and I'm going to do a review on it.
Okay. Cool. Do you want to give us the thumbs down or thumbs up? All right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Sit on the fence. Yeah.
Yep. Well, I tell you what. Read my watch my review because I'll be doing it in the style of the Grumpy Scot. Have you not watched my Star Trek Continues review?
No.
See, you don't watch any of my productions, do you? You just fucking ignore me. You come on here, you sponge off my ability to put you on air, to make you a star, and you just leave me in the dirt. Like, I feel used, abused, and completely unfulfilled once we've come off the rabbit hole. Because Ed is genuinely the star, and I'm just the backup guy. You know,
That is so not true. have you finished now?
Yeah, I've finished.
Should I get my little violin out for you?
the world's tiniest violin.
Jesus fucking Christ! I literally, it's a full-time job just keeping up with the fuckery in the world and going to work.
Yeah, as mate, as. But you should watch my Star Trek Continues review.
I
think
promise
it's,
you,
I think
I
it's
will go and watch it.
vastly underrated. But then again, most of the stuff I produce is vastly underrated. In fact, most of it's vastly underproduced. Anyway, right, we haven't even had a slide up yet.
No,
Good grief. Let's put a slide up, shall we? So this was in Berlin. right? Germany. Activists shut down a lesbian pride march in Berlin on Friday. This was last Friday, right? After lesbians involved were exposed as not being sexually attracted to certain groups of people who were there that identified as women. What the
This
freak is going right? See, this is the thing I don't get about the LGBTQ plus whatever community. It's not a community. It's like saying the football supporter fan group community. I mean, you wouldn't put United and City fans in the same room, would you?
no.
You wouldn't put Celtic and Rangers fans in this. You certainly wouldn't put Celtic and Rangers fans in the same room. I can assure you of that. But yeah, so there's no community here. It's disparate groups of people doing their own thing, and trying to lump them into this term as it's like picking out a bunch of people and going, "Look, they're odd." I think the whole thing's weird.
Well, the whole notion that a man would say he's a woman and then insist on trying to shag a woman who's already said she's not interested in men
Yeah.
because they're not interested in the sausage, and they know nine Wurst, as the Germans would say.
9 votes.
And so if you then show up with a sausage, they're perfectly entitled to say nine Wurst. I mean, what the hell?
Imagine if you just come into the podcast at that moment in time.
But
You know,
I just
and if you
there's-
showed up with a sausage and they said 9 Wurst, imagine just dropping in right at that minute and going, "What the hell is this?"
well, maybe
Click
they,
away.
or maybe they would keep listening just to find
Well,
out
maybe.
what the hell
Yeah.
these two mad bastards are talking about. But I mean, I think it's the same for me. It's kind of the same as men wanting to compete against women in sports. There's something fundamentally wrong
Right,
with
yeah.
the personality type that says that it's okay for you to go in and shut down a lesbian march because lesbians refuse to have sex with you because you don't like men and you have a dick. I mean, what the hell is wrong with people's cognition and also respect and also tolerance? I mean, it's like there's another agenda at play, which is much
Yeah,
darker and much more.
Right, let's talk about
Insidious.
that Olympic incident. Okay, the boxing match that allowed one player to go through to the quarterfinals because the other one gave up after 46 seconds. Right now, this person that from Algeria has got XY chromosomes. Okay, and to be
Yeah.
fair, looks like a male. Right, and I can't understand why you would ever allow someone who was born and is genetically a male to be involved in any kind of contact sport with women, because men are so much stronger and you can't avoid that. It's a biological fact.
It's the woke mind virus. I hate to use expressions that Elon Musk uses because I think he's a bit of a dick, but it's woke mind virus, and it's also this. They're so terrified of the trans activists and the cancel culture and all of this nonsense, and also those trans activists. They're really not very nice people when you look at the way that they act and the way that they talk and the things that they do.
They're horrible people.
Really, really, it's like the worst of the worst, and so we're allowing the whole of society to be dictated to by this tiny minority of complete bastards.
Yeah, well, it seems to be that we are, and things that we shouldn't be, because let's face it, women have fought for their rights for
Absolutely.
for almost 100 years now, right?
Yeah.
And what are we doing? Men are taking them away. They're turning around and men are taking them away by pretending to be women.
Yeah, absolutely. And
mental.
it's completely. I mean, it's misogynistic, but it's also creepy and really weird, and just it makes my skin crawl. I mean, if you look at them, they make your skin crawl. I mean, I'm not surprised lesbians don't want anything to do with them, but
Oh, I know,
to
I
put
know.
on a wig and a dress, and then suddenly expect women who don't like men to want to have sex with you. I mean, are these people completely brainless? Do they have? I mean, it's just power and control and perversion
Yeah,
and kind of. I think it's depraved. It really is. And then to say it's okay to put a man in a woman and watch him beat the shit out of her, and then actually say that that man should do anything apart from go to prison. It's
I
just
know.
bonkers. And also, one thing that nobody's mentioning: how, in the name of all that is holy in this world, did an Algerian who is I mean, what's the proportion of Muslims in Algeria?
Oh no, it's like
How
100%.
how the hell did a trans?
Well, he's not. He can't
Get,
be trans because being a trans is illegal in
I bet it doesn't.
Algeria.
I bet it doesn't bloody live in Algeria. So how?
But
So,
he's representing Algeria. What? How did this happen?
but surely Algeria's got. Did he just rock up and say, "Oh yeah, I'm what's my name from frickin' Algeria? Let me go and beat the shit out of this woman."
Well, I don't
What?
know. I don't know. It's incredible. It really is incredible.
It's just. I mean, it's mind blowing. It really is. But 2024 just continues to blow my mind more and more. And we're only in. We've only just started August, so we've done 7 months this nonsense, and now we've got 2025 to think about as well, bastard. But I mean, you do have to wonder how much more bonkers it can get, frankly.
Yeah. Well, I think it's going to get more bonkers. Right. So, was Rishi Sunak exaggerating the numbers again? Because it's now like 30 days since he took over, and I think Star Wars. He's more than 75% of the way there. Surely.
Well, you would. It's kind of typical that Rishi Sunak starts getting shit right when he leaves office.
Yeah.
And I mean, as for Keith, I don't know. We'll be lucky if it's 60 days, because he's like a wrecking ball, and that Miliband and his Milibands. I'm calling them all. Wind turbines are now Miliband's folly, and
Yeah.
solar panels are now Miliband's folly. And it's just, and the Norwegians have just announced that they're pumping 18 billion into new wells, and there's new gas deposits being discovered in the North Sea.
Uh-huh.
And in the time that we've been talking, China's just built another bloody coal-fired power station.
Yeah,
So,
they have.
I mean,
I think they're building one a week, aren't they?
carbon dioxide's not a problem. We don't need to get to net zero. In fact, the Earth is
Well, we can't-
we're in a
can't-
CO2 famine, so more
Yeah.
CO2 would actually be a good thing.
Yeah, and people don't seem to understand that because people don't actually look at science properly. But that's not to say that. I mean, that's not to say that climate change isn't a real thing, because the climate does change.
The climate's
a-
been changing for 4 billion years.
Yeah, and it changes in fact, sometimes hour by hour, minute by minute.
Well, you know, one of the funniest ways to bamboozle a climate activist is to ask them how much CO2 there is in the atmosphere right now,
yeah,
where
I
we're
know,
standing.
I know.
And also then say, okay, what's the difference? Because William Happer, as a professor emeritus in physics from Princeton, does this brilliant lecture, and he destroys the whole climate change argument in 50 minutes. Done. By the time he's finished, it's in the bin. And one of the things that he enjoys doing is he brings a CO2 meter along. And it's like, yeah, I was just standing outside having a cup of coffee with my wife, and this is the CO2 concentration outside, and it's like 500 parts per million or something. I'm just making that number up.
Yeah.
And then he goes into the thing, and so I've just been running it while I've been standing here talking, and it's now like 1,000 parts per million.
The part that I don't get, right? The part that I don't get is, why does Elon Musk not know more about this than he purports to? Because he was going on about, parts per million and all that for CO2, and you think someone, right, who builds rockets and is allegedly put people onto the space station and is wanting to go to Mars would know that the ISS runs at 5,250 parts per million of CO2. That's what the That's what the internal parts per million of CO2 in the ISS are.
Yeah,
On American nuclear submarines, it's between 5,000 and 7,000 parts per million.
well, I mean, we're well below optimum for plants. That's why greenhouse
They pump it in,
owners will
don't they?
often put
Yeah.
CO2 generators in them. And actually, if we had another few hundred parts per million of CO2 in the atmosphere, I mean, even the increase that we've had has actually greened the Earth.
Well, yeah, you can see that from NASA's photographs over
And-
the preceding years.
And I remember those climate wankers talking like 10 years ago about how the whole place was going to turn into a desert and it'll all be like Mad Max
Well,
because of the
yeah.
global warming.
And
I mean,
and when I was growing up, when I was in my teens, it was the ice age was coming.
Huh.
There was going to be an ice age, and the ice age cometh.
yeah,
In
well, I remember
1974, we were all set an ice age in the next 10 years. There'd be polar bears in Edinburgh. I think there.
Well-
In fact, I think there still are polar bears in Edinburgh. In
And-
the
and-
zoo, of
well,
course.
this is the thing about if these climate people had been right about something in the last 30 years, maybe I would be more inclined to take them seriously. But all of their predictions failed to come true. And they just, instead of correcting themselves and saying, okay, yeah, maybe we screwed up, we should probably go and find something more useful to do with our lives, they basically just continue. It's like, no, it's going to be 2030 now. Everything's going to be dead by... They've
Yeah, I
got this
know.
climate... Have you seen the climate clock?
Oh, I don't think I have.
Yeah, no, it's this... The BBC weather people have it on sometimes. And it's literally... It's like a 4-year countdown to the end of the frickin' world.
Don't watch the BBC, mate.
No, I don't either, but I've seen it on Twitter.
And how long is it? 4 years until the end of the world.
Well, it's basically a countdown to 2030.
Oh, excellent.
So yeah, let's just crawl up Klaus Schwab's bum or something.
Right, okay. Let's move on to the horrific events of this week. And
Which one specifically?
well, okay. So I did a show on this last night. Actually, I did an emergency broadcast on this. Now,
If someone is stupid enough to believe that Russia had anything to do with that,
yeah,
then there's no help for them. I mean, they probably think Ukraine's winning the bloody war, and they probably think that. I don't even actually want to think about the rest of the nonsense that runs in their heads, but it's just patent categorical nonsense. It's.
yeah, I think you're right.
I mean, I can't
Now-
even really.
What I want to show you, and I touched on this briefly before the show, in our pre-show preamble. Now, you see this guy, right? They keep showing these old pictures, by the way, and there is a picture of him now coming out of court, and he's laughing. Okay, but anyway,
And he looks a lot larger as well.
yeah, he's a lot larger. See these pictures, Ed, right? They scream AI to me. They just look like AI pictures. What's going on here? They
The
don't
one-
look real.
Well, the one on the right definitely has. I don't know. I agree with you. There's something not right about it. I'm not convinced that they're actually the same person.
Mhm.
The one on the left is potentially a little bit more passable, but even so,
I think what you've got to do, mate, you've got to go online,
Struggling.
right? You've got to go online and have a look at these pictures because they are way too good. Way too good. And the colours pop, everything's perfect, the background's slightly out of focus.
well, it's not. I mean, it's not the kind of picture that mum would take of her son when
No.
they're going out for a walk in the field, or
You
and it's
wouldn't-
also.
you wouldn't
I've
get a
seen a-
picture like that on a phone either.
And I don't know what that one is where he's wearing the suit. Is that a back to school picture? Because I've seen a lot of. I mean, I haven't got kids
It looks
myself,
AI as
but
well.
every single one of my friends that has got kids has always posted back to school pictures, and they look nothing like that.
Yeah, they look like AI.
Wouldn't
I mean,
surprise me. in
these
the
are supposed to
slightest.
be 6-year-old pics, right? these are not 6-year-old pics.
Well,
These,
they're trying to convince the public mind that it was one schoolboy stabbing some schoolgirls, and that's absolutely not what happened. It was a nigh on 18-year-old goes into a
yeah,
school and goes on a freaking stabbing rampage.
yeah,
And it's the other thing that, if you think about this whole notion that someone would do something like that, what goes around in someone's brain? I mean, do we know if he was on any kind of antidepressants or anything like that?
no, I don't know, but
But
yeah,
what the hell? I mean, just for one, forgetting about race, forgetting about where he's from, forgetting about everything, but just purely taking it down to a human level, is what kind of human being can even do that? Go running around a
yeah.
school with a school with a knife, stabbing little kids. I mean, what the fuck?
I know. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. The whole thing stinks. It just stinks. And you know what? I'm not a conspiracy theorist about things like this because I'm always looking for the obvious and the easiest answer because usually that's the right one. But this stinks.
Well, it's the same with those.
Especially these pictures. These,
It's
I
the
mean,
same with
in
the
fact,
riots.
let me go back to these pictures.
I
These
mean,
pictures stink to high heaven.
Sure.
I mean, let me actually just pull them in a bit, right? These pictures don't look real. You know, I mean, they're too good. They're way too good.
They look like they're professionally taken.
Yeah, but they don't even look like that. They look like they're professionally generated.
Well,
That's
no,
what they
that's
look
what I
like.
mean. But in terms of the framing and
Well, yeah.
what you said about them popping and stuff, if they were actually taken pictures that were taken, they were taken by someone who's. I mean, but they don't look real. They have that
Yeah.
sort of softness to them.
They've
that is
got
common.
right, yeah. As someone said in the chat, they've got that AI haze. Yeah, right. Yeah, sure. You need to go online and look at these pictures in full resolution, not on YouTube, because these pictures do not look anything like something that comes out of a 6-year-old phone. They don't even look like photos that would come out of a modern phone. They're just too good. They're too sharp. They look generated. They're they really stink.
The whole thing is dodgy as hell, and then for the dear leader to come in and say, "Oh, I'm going to solve this problem by implementing more surveillance, and we're going to have facial recognition,"
Well,
which just means that they can put cameras up everywhere, and it's like something out of bloody personal interest.
yeah, but he's not solving he's not tackling the cause. He's tackling the symptoms.
Well, they're the cause.
Yeah, but the problem is putting cameras up isn't going to stop anything like that happening.
But they don't want to stop it happening. They want more of it to happen because then they get to crack down more, and they can implement more authoritarianism and more draconian controls. This is not about helping people; it's about controlling people.
Yeah, I think you're right, mate. I think you're right.
I mean,
right.
and it's just. It's like, to me, it's just obvious. I've seen it happen so many times.
Yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a picture up, okay? We're moving on now because we'll move on away from this because we don't want to bring things down too much. So I'm going to put a picture up and I don't want to make any comment on it and I don't want you to make any comment on it. I just want people to revel in the magnificence of this piece that was in the paper, right? Or some medical journal or whatever, right? I know it was in the paper, right? Okay. Yeah, there you go. You all seen that? Yeah. Okay, let's just move on. Yeah. I think. This picture I'm going to use a lot.
I would have a great feeling of satisfaction if the whole thing wasn't so bloody horrible and lots of people weren't suffering horribly and dying.
Yeah, exactly.
As they say, it boils my piss. I mean, you got no words for it, honestly.
Yeah.
When and those of us who got vilified for pointing out what our fears were, who have now been proved correct. How many lives could have been saved if we were being listened to? instead of being just mocked and smeared and fact checked, if those of us who were saying, "Hang on a minute," but it's never about helping people. It was never about saving lives. It was always about control and fear.
I think that was
money.
either the Times or the Guardian that was on. It was one or the other. Right. Okay. Where were we?
I don't know, but there was something we weren't started talking about, and you've got to change the subject because I'm just going to keep talking about it. Because I've had some
you're a
drinks as
memester.
well,
So you're a memester. So this meme has proclaimed itself meme of the day. What do you think? I think it's actually not a bad meme.
I think it's missing a colour from Mossad Rent Boy.
Okay, right. Thanks for that. We're going off piste now. You're on your own, mate. Right, I'm going to play a video. Okay.
Go. This is the Scottish resistance! We will never give up the fight for Scotland's freedom! We're here today at the BBC, the British Brainwashing Corporation, the most biased news on planet Earth. During the election, they gave the most...
There's 10 of them there. The Scottish resistance are not a large force.
Oh dear.
That's pretty sad, isn't it? You know, it's pretty damn sad.
It's, well, I mean, considering it's a protest against the vile and accursed BBC, you would have thought there'd be more people there, but I don't know. Maybe
Well,
a
it's not
bit
really.
too-
It's more of a kind of SNP type thing. You know, everything in Scotland is either SNP or to do with football. You know, there's no in between.
Well, this is the thing about. I mean, I kind of wish that people would get all riled up about their freedom in the same way that they do their bloody football teams. I mean,
Yeah, I know.
it's just absurd. They'll protest and they'll practically riot for the smallest freaking injustice in a football match.
Oh.
And yet you kind of
Sorry.
that's right, lock them all up in their homes, and they'll just kowtow to you like good little sheep. I mean, the world is in an absolute state. It really is, and I've just it just gonna get more crazy because you have to wonder what's gonna happen with the Middle East because I think the Iranians are done, and so we'll see
Right,
what
so-
happens.
The Iranians really don't want to kick off yet, right? Okay, because they really want to have something that Israel's. Oh, he's gone. What's he done? He's gone and shot something. Anyway, as I was saying, the Iranians are looking for something that Israel's got that they don't have yet. Oh, here he is. He's back. Hey, let me. What did you do, you plonker? Did you shut the window?
Yeah, no, actually, I was trying to close a different window and I closed the wrong window.
I didn't do anything to Ed. It was all self-inflicted.
Well, you see, even Ed the techie makes stupid
I
mistakes.
thought Mossad were on at you there, right? So anyway, as I was saying, I think what's happening is Iran's in they're in this kind of quandary because they really want to show that they have the capability, and they do have the capability of striking back. Don't get me wrong, right? But the problem is that they really want something that Israel's got that they don't have yet. And you know what that thing is? Yeah? You know what that is?
Mm.
You know, they dropped one on Hiroshima, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what Iran wants. And I know they say they don't, but they do, right? Because they want They want to be able to threaten Israel with the same force that Israel can threaten
Well, they
them.
want a deterrent.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, and given the way that the United States is rampaging around the world, any country worth its salt would be trying to work on a nuclear deterrent if they had the money, because once you've got one, the other side is much less likely to threaten you with um,
Well,
flattening
yeah,
your city.
yeah. But even
John, just give
with
me a minute. I've got something banging here. I'm going to be back in 1 second.
okay, maybe the after show entertainment has arrived early. One doesn't know what Ed gets up to of an evening. Right. So, as I was saying, the Smeagol, maybe the seagulls want supper. There'll be a sneak. Oh, if he's left the window open, maybe the seagulls have come in and they're now pecking him to death. Could that be what's happening? Oh, I think he's coming back. Did the
Yeah,
seagull?
sorry about that. It's the wind.
I thought it was in a seagull invasion.
No, fortunately not. And the nice thing about it being really windy is it keeps those little buggers away,
Yeah.
which is
So
always quite pleasant.
I think the big problem with the our friends in Israel is that they would use tactical ones. They wouldn't think twice. They would use them.
I'm sure they will.
So if someone drops anything in Tel Aviv, I think you can. I think the Middle East is going to erupt.
Well, yeah, but the thing is that both sides, both the Iranians and Hezbollah, know that the Israelis both have them and are more than willing to use them,
Yeah.
and they've buried everything totally deep. So as usual, the only people that are really going to suffer are the civilians.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, they've one of the sides at least has shown a rather cavalier attitude towards civilian lives. But frankly, I don't know.
To be
The thing
fair,
is that
both
Israel
of them are
is
kind of in the same boat at the moment.
sure, and I mean,
They're dropping missiles on football parks, and the other ones are shooting or sniping at people walking on the beach. And I mean, the whole thing is just a complete and utter shit show.
Well, it has been for 75 years. I mean,
Yeah,
this stuff that didn't just start on October the 7th.
Oh, I know.
And I mean, the country that has violated more UN resolutions than any other is Israel. And it's basically just completely ignored the UN for the last 75 years with the protection of the United States. And we're now reaching a stage where the United States is not the same kind of powerful country that it used to be.
But it's still meddling in everybody's affairs, isn't it? In fact,
well, not for long. I mean, they hit $35 trillion in debt.
yeah. And what's her name, Janet? What's her name? Yellen wants to spend another $3 trillion on climate change. I think.
Well, it's the same with the UK. They're bankrupting us for this climate nonsense, and all of this climate nonsense is all a massive scam, and it's all just rich people getting even richer and the poor getting even poorer. It's just
Right.
it's effectively a massive wealth transfer, and it's not going to help the environment. It's not going to clean up polluted rivers or remove plastic from the ocean or anything like that, because they don't give a shit about any of that. It's all about power and control. And UN Agenda 20. Well, it's the Agenda 21 originally, but now Agenda 2030.
Right. Let's have a look at this. So Elon Musk retweets us and says, "Good." Right. Hold on a minute. What the freaking hell has this got to do with the US? Right. This is Team America World Police again, isn't it?
Well, Twitter's also suspended the Venezuelan president's account. So
yeah, but Blinken came out with this. The US have declared that this is basically the other guy won. Now, first of all, should the US not be looking to their own house first before they start criticizing anyone else's elections?
And actually, from what I understand, the Venezuelan electoral system is actually really solid. They have a really the way it was described to me.
Mhm.
I can't remember the details, so I can't recount it to you. But they have checks and balances in there, and they have various stages of the system that have to be done in a certain way. And it's all there was international observers there, and countries like Russia and China and stuff are saying it was above board. But because it's it's a person who actually wants to use Venezuela's resources to help Venezuela's people instead of enrich Western companies.
Yeah.
The fact that Musk is interfering in the internal affairs of another country in a really blatant and massive way, given his
Uh-huh.
ex
Yep.
following, I think is outrageous. I mean, what the hell's what? Why is he so invested in Venezuela? I mean, does he have business
Exactly.
interests there?
Well, I don't know, but Venezuela is still a source. It's still a really good source of cheap fossil fuels. And let's face it, Musk needs a lot of fossil fuels because he runs his rockets on kerosene.
Well, yeah, but the British government has been messing around in Venezuela as well. I saw a story about that in the week.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, yeah, okay, Venezuela's got the world's largest untapped reserves of oil. I mean, they've got something like $15 trillion worth of oil and gold still
Yeah.
in the ground. And the way that the West operates is by raping and pillaging everyone else's resources. That's why they want to split Russia up, because they want to turn Russia into another just backward, like, shithole country that just produces oil, and all of that money just goes out. And they have it was Russia in the 90s, this dreadful mafia oligarch class
Yeah.
that goes in and takes over. And I mean, they lasted as far as Putin. And I saw what Putin did to people like Khodorkovsky. There's an absolutely brilliant. It's not an interview, but it's a film of Putin at work, basically, and he's on this long rectangular table
I
sitting
think
at
I've
the end
seen
of
this.
it,
Uh-huh.
and he's got all of the oligarchs lined up on either side of the table, and he's like, right, and he's basically reading them the riot act, and he finishes off and he says, right, I want to see all of your signatures on this document, and he goes through them. Khodorkovsky, is yours on here? Oh yes, I signed it. I said, I can't see it. Sign it now. And he just slaps it in front of him, and it's just like, and it's those oligarchs that were basically maneuvered in place by Western interests and were raping Russia.
Yeah.
And now they're building roads and high speed rail. And I mean, if you look at even places like Mariupol, which until not so long ago was a conflict zone, the
Yeah.
Russians have already rebuilt the train station.
Yeah, I know.
And the same in places like Sevastopol. Some of the footage of some of the stuff that they've rebuilt in Sevastopol, it's amazing. I mean, they built a bloody bridge in 18 months.
Mhm.
Absolutely phenomenal. And then you look at China and some of the stuff that China's building. I mean, not to mention, there's a brilliant map of the extent of high-speed rail in China between 2005 and 2023 or something, and it's unbelievable how much high-speed rail they've put in place. And you look
Yeah.
at some of the cities like Shenzhen and stuff, and we get this whole thing about China being social credit and the so-called Uyghur genocide that there's not actually any evidence of.
Yeah.
And there's so much lies, particularly from Western media, because China's the next target. And so to illustrate how completely mental the world is, what the West has been doing is basically saying to China, we need you to not help Russia so that we can beat Russia.
Mhm.
And then when we beat Russia, we're coming after
We're gonna
you. And they're
beat you,
making it
yeah.
absolutely blatant. And they then expect the Chinese to go along with that. It's just like, oh my God, what the hell? They actually think that everyone else is as stupid as they are.
Yeah, they do.
Or they're just inherently racist, and they think that Slavs and Chinese are
Well, see,
kind
you've
of
got.
some sort of lesser form
shouldn't-
of life or something,
You
which they're
shouldn't really
not.
you shouldn't be thinking that, because the most intelligent people on the planet are Asians.
Well,
And
if
when
you
I
look at
say
the number
Asians,
of-
I mean Far East Asians.
But the Russians too. I mean, if you actually look at the way Russia is run now as a country in terms of how all the ministries work. Okay, it's not perfect, but Russia and China combined produce way more science and technology, and it's STEM graduates. They're called science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and the Russians and Chinese universities are knocking out STEM graduates at a rate of knots. Meanwhile, the West is producing freaking gender studies graduates, and what was the other one? Movie studies. I mean, why would you go into tens of thousands of pounds of debt to get a degree in film studies?
Because you want to make movies.
Well, yeah, but
Right,
how many?
right, come on, right, hold on a minute. Let's be realistic here. Okay? So, when you were 17, what did you want to do?
When I was 17, I wanted to be Secretary General of the United Nations.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And how did that work out for you?
Well, I did international relations at university, woke
Yeah.
up, realised the Secretary General of the UN has got absolutely no power. And to get into a position like that, you have to pretty much sell yourself to the devil.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Right.
Plus, I smoke. Yeah.
So let's say most 17 to 18-year-olds are in pretty much the same boat. They don't have a clue what they want to do. And when they do figure out they want to do something, it's usually something that's completely unrealistic and they're never going to end up doing. I reckon you shouldn't have to actually take your higher or what you guys call A-levels until you're about 30. Because you don't have a Scooby what you want to do when you're 17.
Well, I personally, I think 18, 19 to do the first set of exams, but I would also organise the whole school system differently, because school is about turning everybody into a square peg that fits neatly into this government mandated hole. And it's because the education system, when you actually look back on it, it's Prussian. It's the school system in the West and most of the world is actually based on Prussian military academies and that whole regimentation and the uniforms and everything else. But it's not designed to produce well-balanced, functional, useful members of society.
No, it's designed.
Schools.
It's designed to produce people who are good at working at their station in a factory.
Well, it's like George Carlin says, they want people that are just smart enough to be able to operate the machines.
Yeah.
And not clever enough to ask why.
Exactly.
And now they're all going to be replaced with robots, which is just they're saying, oh yeah, we're creating all these robots to replace the people. Now, what, as Yuval Noah Harari says, what are we all going to do with these useless people now?
Yeah.
And it's just like, hang on a minute, you're just casting. But it's like they did that with the miners, for example. And a lot of those heavy industry guys, when the industries were closed
Steel
down,
workers,
absolutely,
car makers,
yeah, they just laid waste
Tire
to entire
plant.
communities
Yeah.
with no thought or compassion for the people who are actually working there and living there and everything else. It's just barbaric. But there's a quote from an old Yorkshire miner who actually said straight up that we've got the most evil ruling class on the planet, and we do, in my opinion.
Yeah, we do.
But don't get me started on that, because we'll be here all night with me ranting.
Yeah. So Ray says he agrees. He wishes he could have done something else. But well, how old are you, Ray? Why don't you change your career? I mean, I changed my entire career at the age of 40. You can do it, There's nothing to stop you. I went from being a cop to being an IT professional, and then did that for another 20 years. Bloody hell.
And it can be done. It's difficult, but it's not impossible.
Yeah, I mean, it can be done, yeah. And if you put your time into it, I mean, it's amazing what you can do if you're prepared to put yourself out there and do a little bit for nothing. It's amazing what you can pick up from it. Because I knew I was leaving the police because I'd injured a nerve in my arm and I had no strength in my hand. And the doctor had told me he could keep me for, a year, 18 months, but after that I'd have to ship out, because the doctors had told him that it could take up to 10 years for this nerve to regrow enough to become effective again. So I went to uni part time at night and did my masters. And while I was there, I got to know people, and then I started teaching. I started helping out in the labs. You know, I started helping out as like the guy that goes around. Almost like a post grad. But I was still doing my still doing my masters, so I started helping out doing that, and then from that I got a gig doing web development for the university, and then from that I ended up running the student labs, and then I moved to the council and did that for another. How long was in the council? 9 years, and then after the council I went into freelance IT contracting and did that for another 9 years. So yeah, you
Well,
can
never
do
think
it.
something's never think something's impossible. I mean, there are certain things impossible, like you can't fly. You can't jump out of a window and fly. But if it's something that you can put your mind to, and it's
Hmm.
something that you can apply yourself to, then you're capable of anything. I mean, people have done some of the most amazing things, and when you actually see how hard they work for it and what they do for it, you think, yeah, you deserve that, mate.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, there's Jeff there, and this is ideal because anyone can. I'm learning graphics and drawing at 63. Yeah, because you know what? See, when you stop learning, I think you stop living.
Oh yeah,
I
I'm a big
genuinely
believer in that.
believe that.
And it's also fun. I mean, it's one of the reasons that I love the rabbit holes, and it's also one of the reasons I like working in IT, is
Hmm.
because you've never, for everything that you think you know,
Yeah.
there's always something new. It's also what I enjoy about my kung fu class. I mean, it's the only form of exercise I've ever been able to stick with because it's the only one that actually keeps my brain interested as well.
Hmm.
Because there's always you're always either trying to refine something you already know or working on something new. Um, and yeah, doing spinning hook kicks at my age is really not that easy. So but you've got to push yourself. You've got to keep um, figuring things out and learning and
Yeah.
growing.
Yeah. I think you have. If you try and if you get to the point where you don't want to learn anything new, I think ultimately your body starts to reflect that because your brain is getting lazy and your body follows, and you end up vegging out in front of movies all day or whatever and doing nothing. And if I wasn't making all these podcasts and films and things, what would I be doing? Well, I've got plenty to be doing, certainly. I mean, I build websites for people. I make adverts for people on Instagram and social media. I've got a car event that's happening at the end of August. I've done photo shoots for people that want their cars presented in nice ways. So I'm trying to build up some kind of photography based or cinematography based business here, and it seems to be working. But it's taken a long time. And the podcasts are getting better and better. Well, I say
Well,
that. I
that's the
say they're
thing.
getting better and better. This one's particularly poorly attended. We only seem to have 7 concurrent viewers at the moment, which is disappointing because I thought Ed was a bit of a draw. Maybe I
Well,
need to
clearly
get some
not.
fresh blood. And if
Well,
anyone wants to come on the show, because Ben couldn't make it tonight because he's ill, and to be fair, he puts himself through things that probably he shouldn't to try and make content for the real review, and then ends up he can't you know perform effectively, and he's got disabilities that he doesn't really take cognizance of, and sometimes you've got to give him the night off. But yeah, but if there's anyone else wants to thinks they want to come on and partner up or have an interview or whatever, yeah, hit me up. You know where to get me. You know.
and if you felt like it, but you a bit nervous about like showing your face on the screen and stuff, I was nervous about it too, and it's actually a lot of fun. And
Yeah.
John makes it really easy. So
Thank you.
if there is anyone out there that's well, because some people have secretly thought I've always really fancied doing that, but
Hmm.
I don't think I'm quite good enough, or fear always somehow gets in the way. So all I'm saying, all I'm trying to do is encourage anyone who's had that thought and thought, yeah, that might be fun, to actually just do it and put yourself out there, because
Yeah.
you never know what might happen.
Yeah, cool. Right, okie doke. Let's crack on with this. Because I'm melting here. I don't know about you, but it is
I'm
warm
not
already.
doing too badly, but I'm
That's
going to
good.
start.
That's good.
The headphones are starting to heat me head up a bit.
Oh, yeah, the old sweaty ears. Right, we've done that. Oh, right, here we go. Here's another video for you, and everyone in Britain is secretly a comedian, aren't they? You know, every American is an actor. Every British person is a stand-up comic. You know.
You alright, mate? Can't park there, sir.
Did you get that? All right, mate. You can't park there. I can. I'm a police officer. I'm guaranteed that the cop that answered them wasn't the one that crashed it.
Dear, but I don't quite know how you end up getting a police car in that situation.
Oh,
But
you've lost it at high speed going to a call. That's what he's done. He's lost it at high speed on the wet road. And he has. I mean, did you see the bricks? I'll tell you a little
Yeah.
story, right? I'll tell you a little story. I had a colleague who was a police officer, and he stayed just outside Kilmarnock, and he stayed in these new built houses that were right beside the main road through. And it was a right hand bend, and his house was on the left, and there was a big brick wall, but his house was further slightly lower down. So they'd built a big double brick wall between the houses and his garden and the road. And this guy lost it and hit the brick wall, demolished the brick wall. The bricks hit the house and demolished the bricks and went right through the wall and into the bathroom where he was lying in the bath, and then get thumped by all these bricks. So he ends up in hospital for 2 or 3 days, right? I mean, you get dumped with a stack of bricks, get dumped on him basically.
yeah,
So he comes back out, and the insurance pays for it, builds it all back up, builds the wall back up, blah blah blah. 3 months later, he's in the bath, and the same thing happened.
what the hell?
Yeah.
You would
This time he was in hospital for over a week.
bloody hell.
Yeah. So after that, they realigned the road. Obviously, the road was just, it was just people going. But I mean, it was a 30 limit, but people would go too fast because they always do,
Yeah,
And I think if there was any kind of water in the road, they just lost it. And once they hit the wall, the bricks would just punch through the brickwork of the other wall.
yeah.
But absolutely, man. You had a story for us. You told us you were going to tell us a story. You told
Oh,
me.
that's a yeah. This is a really creepy pride story.
Go on then.
From about this is probably 20 years ago now. And I had some friends over, and it was back in my clubbing days. And so we'd been out at a night in Brighton that used to be on called Lunacy, which is sort of jungle drum and bass kind of thing, hot and sweaty. And we'd been partaking of party prescriptions, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And kind of off our nuts, hadn't been to sleep, and curtains were closed, and Pride was on, and we could hear loads of, because I think the parade had been either on Western Road or on the seafront, and there's people moving between one and the other. And I just kind of go out the window, and I'm looking around, and I look down, and there's this van driving down on the road below the window.
Yeah.
And there was literally a naked guy sitting in this van, driving around with his bits out, playing with himself. Literally, just what the hell?
That's
Honestly,
not nice.
No, it's not nice. That's gay pride in Brighton for you. It's very, very unpleasant. I will be keeping my curtains firmly closed tomorrow. They're all just,
Oh,
especially when it's hot. I don't even want to think
oh,
about how debauched and depraved it's going to be in Brighton over the next couple of days.
oh!
Just
It looks like the chat room are saying that the police station in Sunderland is now on fire.
Christ.
Dear, oh dear. Yeah, I mean, we're not going to cover any of that directly because it would probably get the channel taken out. But yeah, that's pretty wild. Oh,
But yeah, that's the other thing that I think about Pride over this weekend. It's normally crazy at the best of times, but with everything extra super crazy. I mean, there was
yeah,
a video doing the rounds on social media of a guy hanging on the back of a Brighton bus with a machete, and I saw in the local paper today that turns out that the machete was plastic and he's being told off by the police. And that was the headline. Is man
was that the
he got
armed police thing?
no, that
Oh
was
no, that was
on.
knuckle dusters. That was knuckle
I
dusters.
think that was today.
Yeah,
Or
right,
I was, well, no, I'm not 100% convinced that even happened because there was a video floating around on Twitter today saying that that was Brighton, and it actually, I mean, it did look like Brighton. I could identify the spot where
yeah.
they were, but I haven't seen anything in the local paper about it. And I did check just before we came on, and no, still not seeing anything about it. So I'm not sure that actually happened. Let's just check. No, we got road paddling pool closed. So that might actually be Twitter fake news.
Yeah, see, this is a problem because there's so much nonsense going on. But Yazzy's saying smoking barrels, folk. I don't know if Yazzie was in when we started talking about the dodgy pictures, but go and have a look at the pictures of the alleged the alleged assailant in the Southport. Where's Southport? Is that's in Greater Manchester area? Is it?
I have no idea.
South
Let's
End's
check
down
Google
south.
Maps.
That's down your way, isn't it?
Have you got
But
me enlarged on the screen?
oh, I do. Yeah, I do. Because you were telling
That's a
us a
bit.
story.
I
Is
know,
it?
but that's
Is
a
it?
bit
Is it creeping
unfortunate
you
for the
out?
viewers. It's really creeping me out. Actually, that is because I don't like conference calls at the best time. So where is Southport anyway?
I think it's in. I think it's in GMP area somewhere.
It's Manchester,
Yeah.
coastal town. It's in between Blackpool and Liverpool.
There you go.
And there's a whole shit. I wouldn't like to be trying to drive around Manchester at the moment because there's a whole shit ton of closed roads.
Yeah, yeah.
Damn.
And someone said the train stations under
Actually, that whole area
review.
there's closed roads around Sheffield, Huddersfield, Liverpool. Christ, yeah. A1's closed.
The
Man.
A1.
Well, there's closed roads in Birmingham.
The
Yeah.
A1's
so-
on. Is the A1 not on the East Coast?
Yeah,
Yeah. Bloody
but
hell.
that's I don't know if that's just normal roadworks or whatever. But I mean, there's a whole bunch of roads closed around Manchester and Warrington and Liverpool.
Wild. Right. And maybe we need more of these, Ed. What do you think? You would just tip that over, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah, but I think I just got to check.
Where is it? It looks like America, but because it's got that kind of shield thing on it.
Well, in one of the
I was going to say that the people seem to be speaking Chinese, right? But or Japanese, but that doesn't mean it's not America.
well, do you remember the T1 in Terminator Salvation?
Yeah,
Yeah, well, this is like the precursor to that.
yeah.
And then soon they're going to be given weapons, and then they're going to be connected via AI, and then we're going to have Skynet, and then all of these films that predicted machines taking over the bloody humans. which,
Uh-huh.
with the way the humans are going, might not actually be such a bad thing. But be that as it may, do these people not watch sci-fi films?
I know.
I mean, are we trying to Terminator the shit out of this planet, or
I think
what?
we
I
are.
mean, The
It's
Matrix,
California.
Terminator.
That was California, that thing.
But it's like when we watched the original Matrix thing. It's like Morpheus says when he's talking to Neo. He says, "What is it? We don't know how the machines, but we knew it was us that blackened the sky." And you're thinking at the time, "Yeah, blackened the sky. Have a look outside, bitches."
Hey, it's black. What's going on? Why is it so dark? It's only 10 o'clock. It doesn't get dark here until about 11, normally.
Well, we're now in moving back towards winter again, which is
Winter is coming.
I can't wait. Literally, summer does my nutting with those seagulls. Seriously.
Yeah, I hate seagulls. I really do. But I thought you had a penchant for them.
Well, I do, but when they're tapping on your window at 4:30 in the morning at the height of summer, it's not fun.
Yeah. Right, what else we got left? What have we got left here, mate? What we got left? We've got Sam Smith. Somebody's put a portrait of Sam Smith in a gallery in London.
Hang on, is that Sam Smith before he gained?
Before he ate all the pies,
Like
before he got his
15
Greg's
stone.
sponsorship.
Well, yeah, Greg's, McDonald's, Pizza Hut.
Yeah. I know. It looks nothing like Sam Smith. The whole thing's ridiculous.
But to portray that, I mean, if you actually look at all of his concerts, well, I don't watch any of his concerts, but the footage that I've been unfortunate enough to see of it on Twitter, it's all demonic.
Yeah.
And I'm not using hyperbole. It's actual demonic freaking symbolism. I mean, he's a creepy fat weirdo. I don't even understand. He's got. I mean, he's not even particularly talented. It's
like he sold out, didn't he? It literally is like he sold his soul to the devil.
It really does. That's absolutely. You don't want to see what he's gonna look like in 30 or 40 years, because they always go downhill. I mean, just look at Madonna.
Yeah,
and she's probably had. I mean, can you imagine the amount of money that woman has had to spend trying to fight back?
Yeah, someone who I went to see the what's it called, the Deadpool and Wolverine, and Marina Baccarin's in it. Okay, and Marina Baccarin was in Firefly.
Yep, and also
Serenity.
V.
Sorry,
wasn't she in that remake of the V series?
I don't know. I don't know if I ever watched the remake. I watched the original, but I don't think I've seen the remake. But and she was in that thing.
Yeah, short dark hair.
Well,
kind of has resting
had.
bitch face.
Marina Baccarin, she's very attractive girl, right?
Yeah.
And anyway, she's done something to her face.
But they right. I'm gonna have to Google this one.
I don't know what she's done, but she appears to have a massive upper lip, like Homer now. You know.
Oh yeah, we are talking about the same person.
Yeah. I mean, I thought she was pretty hot, but I don't know what she's done to her face. And the thing is, they're using clips from the older Deadpools as well in this Deadpool, and there's a marked difference, And we all get older, but you know what? Just go gracefully. I've not done anything other than dye my hair occasionally.
Yeah, but how much of it? Because I get the impression that they're also CGIing actual characters to make them look younger as well, or to try and make them look younger. So might be a CGI screw up. I'm just trying to see if I can find a picture of her from Deadpool. Yeah, not a recent one.
Yeah, but yeah, I shall be doing a review. I did say this, didn't I? I shall be doing a review of Deadpool, and I think you want to watch it. If you haven't seen Deadpool, you'll want to watch it. If you have seen it, you'll probably want to watch it and argue with me. and feel free. But I think a lot of
What?
people have been duped. You know, I think a lot of people
Well,
that have seen it have been duped as well.
Marvel's just gone down the toilet.
Well,
Though.
Ben thinks it's brilliant, right? But Ben, as in, to all intents and purposes, still a child. He is only 30 something. You know.
I mean, because if you take it back to some of the original, like the original Iron Man film, it's absolutely brilliant movie. So much fun.
I wouldn't rush out to see it again, Shalini. Put it that way. In fact, you'll probably love my review. Ben is not over 40, Brit, mate. He's not even 35, is he? He was only 33, I think, when we started. So he can only be just coming up on 35 now. He's certainly not over 40.
He's probably going to be upset when he hears about that.
Yeah, he'll be very upset. He'll be very, very upset about that. Right. So we have Sinead O'Connor here. Right. So Wax Museum in Dublin, I think it is. Is it Dublin? Yeah,
have
in
they
Dublin.
done that?
Well, hold on a minute. What do you mean? Why have they done that? Wax Museum removes Sinead O'Connor figure because that doesn't look anything like Sinead O'Connor.
Oh, yeah, good point.
In fact,
that's
I
rubbish.
think it looks more like Crichton. So apparently, due to the vast number of complaints about the Sinead O'Connor figure, they've removed it from display. And really, it doesn't really look like Sinead O'Connor. I mean, she was
Doesn't
kind
look
of
like her at all.
she was
You
kind
could
of
give it. I mean,
elfin, wasn't she?
well, you could. I mean, you could put like elf ears on that, and she might look a bit like a Vulcan or something out of Star Trek. But
Yeah,
certainly doesn't look like Sinead O'Connor.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Bit insulting to the poor woman, actually.
I know, it's a shame. Hank Hillson. Right. I think we're just about done here, I think. I don't know about you. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
I would just rant about stuff, so it's probably.
You can rant if you wish.
No, I'll just get the channel into trouble and get myself into trouble.
Oh, I've seen have you not seen their? I used to do videos on the dodgy waxworks and things. Maybe I should do more. I used to do. Did you ever see the movie posters from Africa series?
Yes, that was hilarious.
They were hilarious. Well,
that was very funny.
Yeah, I think we might do some more of them.
I've also got a seagull tapping.
Oh my god! They don't get supper, do they?
Well, clearly trying to. It's aggravating as hell, honestly. They're little, especially in the summer, and that little squeaking chick that they've got never shuts up either. There are times I just want to get the crossbow out, and then I remind myself that I'm not allowed to hurt them. But seriously, I mean, I don't mind feeding them, but feeding them, what is it? Like they'll literally come and tap on the window 10 times a day.
Yeah.
Starting at 4:30 in the morning. I mean, they are. I'm getting to a point where I might put bird spikes outside the kitchen as well, because they just take the absolute piss.
Mm-hmm. Well, hey, I warned you about this years ago. Actually,
fortunately, it's only those two. That's the thing.
Yeah. You're lucky. You're lucky they've not told their mates.
Well, so far they don't let any others, but these two came demanding food. Normally the girls, I've never interacted with them. I mean, I lived here 23 years before I ever interacted with a seagull.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, and you've probably learned your lessons not to.
I didn't start interacting. They were the ones that came tapping, demanding food. Seriously.
It's ridiculous. You are justifying to me.
You don't know.
A grown man, are justifying to me. I feed them because they demanded it.
Now, when you say it like that, obviously, but no, it's John. I don't think you understand how persistent these little bastards are. honestly,
Yeah, I do.
because
I know.
I mean, I ignored them
Mhm.
for at least a month and a half, and then I had my kitchen done, and the guy that was doing my kitchen was giving them bits of his lunch.
Yeah, that was it. That was the problem. You should actually
But
have sued him. In fact, you should be sending him fucking requests for alimony because he should be paying to feed the fuckers, not you.
oh dear,
It's
yeah,
like, dear builder, give me some money to feed the fucking gulls that you started feeding.
oh, it's absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean, and I don't mind the squawking. If you live in Brighton, you have to be prepared to put up with squawking seagulls. But the incessant tapping is just beyond a joke. It's I can hear him out there now. Just right.
Yep.
So we're done then.
Yeah, I think so. I think I enjoyed myself tonight.
Yeah,
Did
no, it was
you?
fun. I'm glad. I'm glad I came. It was good fun.
Cool. It's excellent. It's been
And I
great
don't
for
mind.
me.
I mean, I
been great for
can't do
Ed.
I can't do every Friday, but I'm
No.
happy to stand in for Ben sometimes too. Give him a break.
Yeah. No, I mean, we want to see Ben back. We don't want to
Oh,
replace him.
obviously, people don't want me 2 nights in a row. Bloody hell! That's why
I
you only
don't
had
know.
7 people watching. They were like, "I know we had our fill of him last night."
You know what? I don't think it is that. I think the viewing figures in the summer are usually low, but we had exceptionally good viewing figures last night. Ed. But
It
maybe
was a
they
good show
thought
last night.
maybe they thought because it was all in that Ben was going to be here and they've not turned up. Sorry, Ben. You know I love you, mate. You know I'm only at it. Oh, Britmate says he wants Ed to replace Ben. Oh my god. Oh my god.
No.
We're gonna have carnage in the chat room now.
No, I
No.
wouldn't be able to do that anyway.
Yeah, but no. Thanks for coming along because it's always good to see you, Ed, and I do enjoy our little chats. I think
No, it's fun. We always have
think
a
we
good,
get
good
along
bit of
well.
banter.
It's better now that we've come to you know what? See, when we first started, people used to accuse me of talking over you, right? Because when we first started, you were quite nervous, right? And you used to do a lot of head down reading stuff. And I used to try and break it up. And then people would say, let Ed speak because we want to hear what he's saying. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, that's fine, right? For you who's interested. But for people for people with a slightly shorter attention span, Ed droning on for half an hour isn't going to do it.
No, and I wouldn't.
But now,
I was always appreciative of you
yeah,
interjecting because it does break it up. Because I'm not sitting there giving a lecture.
exactly. But now we kind of know when each one of us should be speaking, and I always try and butt in too much, but you have to bear with me in that. But yeah, I think it's a lot more. It flows a lot better now, generally, and I think I think the show started brilliantly tonight. I was having a real scream, and
Yeah, no, it's been fun.
Unfortunately, we had we did get into some kind of serious subjects, but if the news is the news, you're going to have to cover that at some point because it's not all sweetness and light. But one good thing did happen this week. One good thing has occurred this week. Andy Murray has retired from tennis. And you know what? You know how Andy Murray is quite loquacious, and goes on and on and on. No. But in his Twitter profile, apparently he has changed it to I played tennis. When it used to say I play tennis. He's such a wag. I think Andy Murray is the spawn of a Vulcan because I think if you look at his mother, right, Judy Murray, she is a Vulcan. There's no dispute. I will not brook argument on this. She is a Vulcan. She looks like Sarek, from Star Trek.
I mean, I obviously know who Andy Murray is, but I don't follow tennis, and I don't know anything more
Oh,
about
yeah.
him than the fact that he plays tennis and
Oh,
he's
he
from
was-
Scotland.
He was a miserable git. You know, Chilean says he's a miserable git. He's one of the most dour people you'd ever meet. Is dour a particularly Scottish word?
Yes.
Do you know what it means?
Yes, it's a particularly Scottish concept as well.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
But yeah. So there you go. So what you got planned for your holidays? Are you going away?
No, I just needed some downtime from work. I'm gonna probably do a bit of spring cleaning around the house, but a lot of sleeping late and not doing very much at all. Probably spend far too much
Sleeping
time
late. Yeah, you wish.
Well, no, I can go back to bed once I've fed the little.
Oh, right. I
bastards.
see. Okay.
But yeah, just resting and afternoon naps and walks on the seafront and just taking it easy.
Right. Okay. And my son's off as well. He's off for the next 10 days.
That's cool.
Yeah, from his TikTok job. He takes it too seriously sometimes. Like when we go to the pictures and Andy was dropping us off, so we goes round the corner and Andy's quite past remarkable on other drivers. And she goes, "What is that guy doing?" And because this guy did look a bit drunk because he was all over the road. He couldn't make up his mind what lane to be in. And Sean as we went by him, I said, "Oh, he's a oh no, sorry, I didn't mean that. He's on his phone, right?" And he was on his phone as well as being that. And I said, he's on his bloody phone. And she goes, "What do you mean he's on his phone?" I said, he's tapping on his phone more than he's touching the steering wheel. Because it was in a holder, but even so, I think, is that still illegal these days? I don't know. I don't use my phone when I'm
I
driving.
think it's an automatic 6 points on your license.
6 points, wow. Anyway,
Yeah, no, because I think they increased the penalties for it. You can get properly done.
yeah. So anyway, that explained his driving, and Sean goes, "I would have tagged him for dangerous driving instantly if I'd seen that." And Andy's like, "What do you mean tagged him?" And and he goes, "Well, if he'd put a TikTok video up that had them doing that, and as soon as they look at the phone, I tagged them for dangerous driving." And she's like, "Sean, this is the real world. You can't go and tag people." And I'm like, "Just take it easy, mate." He'll turn into some kind of Jeremy Vine.
Oh no, the world doesn't need one of them, let alone more.
I've had no bike wankers this week. I don't know what's happened. All the bike wankers have dried up.
It's probably too hot.
Their vaginas have closed up.
Oh, they're probably all busy shaving their legs or something.
Yeah, that'll be it. Shaving your legs for the winter season.
Honestly.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Let's go.
Cool.
Do you want to say anything to people? Like, share, subscribe.
Yep. Thanks, guys. It's been fun.
Like, share, subscribe. Do you want to say that, or shall I say?
Like, share, subscribe. The usual.
Yeah.
Pop them a donation if you have the means as well.
If you have the means, pop a donation into kofi.com/Chasing Descent or paypal.me/Chasing Descent. There you go. Nice and simple. Other than that, join the channel for as little as 99 pence a month and you get early access to all the videos, because sometimes I schedule them for sometimes I schedule them for months in advance, some of the shorts in particular. But yeah, thank you for attending tonight, and it's been great for me.
It's been great for me.
And it's been great for you.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars. Crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar. This world is so bizarre, empty out the reservoir. Yeah, I'm taking 6 shots shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? Sometimes you need to let loose, grab juice, get goose, tattoos, taboos, get screwed. Loosen up, buttercup, all those hate comments will never make you feel enough. We're all adequate graduates, hearts full of calluses, but we know calculus. Damn, ain't that fabulous? Can't wait to apply all those mathematicus. But we can't get a job that pays us enough. I'm about to pop up. Fuck you, you're lost. We all know that we never really want a boss. So I'ma do what I want to, something I can't undo. Yeah, I'ma do what I want to, something I can't undo. I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't